Hi, MCPS families. This year during our first semester of virtual instruction, your students may receive some materials that they can take home to supplement their learning. One of those materials may be a guitar, if they are enrolled in a guitar course. So we understand that there may be some concerns when it comes to the sanitation and safety of these instruments when your student receives them at the pickup date. And we'd like to first ensure you that every teacher will be thoroughly sanitizing every instrument before they are handed out to students. But we also understand that some parents may want to clean them when they get home. I'm here today to give you a tutorial on how to clean these guitars safely so that they're not damaged, but so that they're also still clean and safe for your student to use. There are two kinds of guitars that your student may receive at the pickup date. The first kind is a nylon string guitar, where these strings are made out of a nylon material. And the second kind is a steel string, which looks very similar, but the strings are made out of a metal material. The processes are similar but have some slightly different steps. So you are definitely going to want to know which kind you have. If you're not sure, one easy way to tell is if you look at the thinner strings. If they are clear and you can see through them, then you have a nylon string guitar. If you're not sure, then email your student's guitar instructor and they can tell you which guitar they assigned, nylon or steel string. The materials that you'll need for the cleaning process will be cloths, so preferably microfiber, but if you just have regular cloth or towels, then that is fine too. Some water, some light dish soap, and if you have a steel string guitar, you will need an alcohol-based solution, preferably between 70 and 90%. You can pick these up at any grocery or convenience store. So to clean the nylon string guitar, if that's the guitar your student receives, what you're going to do is a 3-step process to prepare your microfiber cloth or towel or regular cloth if that's what you have. So step 1 is to take the cloth and to dunk it in your water, or to rinse it lightly with some water if you're using a faucet. Then to wring it out so that it is not dripping. The second step is to take your light dish soap and to put some on the cloth and rub it in gently. And then the third step is to then dip your cloth back into the water and then wring it out one more time so that it is not dripping and it is just slightly damp with some soap. So once you have your microfiber cloth prepared, you can then take it and actually wipe the guitar down, and you want to use just some nice gentle strokes. Don't be too rough with it. And the soap and the water should disinfect the guitar. And you can use this cloth on the different parts of the guitar, so the side, the back, the front, the neck, even the head of the guitar. When it comes to these strings, which are made out of nylon, the water solution that you've made with soap and water is safe to use on these strings. So what you can do with your cloth is you can take it in your hand, you can pinch the string and then move up the neck and back down. And you can do that for each string. And once you've done that, your strings should be clean. If you would like, you can also drop the cloth through the strings so that the strings are now on top of the cloth. And if you'd like, you can take it and move it up this way. Once you've done that, then take a dry cloth or towel and then just wipe down the areas that you cleaned with your first cloth. And again, when it comes to the strings, just take the cloth, pinch the string that you cleaned, and then run it up and down that string. And if you cleaned underneath the strings, you're going to want to take that cloth, put it under the strings, and then run it up and down the neck. So that's how you can sanitize safely this first guitar. One thing to note is just make sure that you do not use any Lysol wipes or chemical-based cleaners because that could possibly damage some of the wood or the metal on the guitar and corrode some of that away. So next I'm going to show you how to clean a steel string guitar. If your student received a steel string guitar, and that's a guitar with metal strings, then the process for cleaning them will be similar, but there will be some different steps. So I'm going to go through those now. Now, the two types of steel string guitars that your student may receive are this kind, this larger acoustic steel string guitar, or they may also receive an electric steel string guitar where the process is a little bit different as well. But you can use these same materials for both kinds of guitars, whichever one that you receive. So the first kind, the acoustic, you will use the same process for the nylon string guitar to clean the body. So I'll go over that process again. It's a 3-step process with your microfiber cloth, towel, or regular cloth if that's what you have, preferably a microfiber cloth. Step 1, dip it into the water and then wring it out. Step number 2 is to apply some of the light dish soap to the towel and rub it in. And then step 3 would be to dip it back into the water and then wring it out so that it is not dripping. So at the end you should have just a cloth that is damp with a little bit of soap and not anything that's dripping or soaking wet. So you'll take that cloth and it's now ready to wipe down the body of the guitar, and it should clean it and sanitize. Use small light strokes, nothing too hard. And you can use the cloth to wipe down the front of the guitar, the back, the side, the neck, and the head of the guitar. For cleaning the strings, you don't want to use the water and soap because they could rust these strings since they are metal. So instead what you're going to want to do is use a different cloth and dab a little bit of your alcohol solution. So that would be any kind of isopropyl alcohol that you can find in the grocery store, convenience store, 70 to 90%. Take it and lightly dab it onto your towel so that it is not soaking or dripping, but just that it is damp with it. And then you can take that section that you put on there and you can now go over the strings. What you're going to want to do is take that section and with that damp section pinch the string, and then you can move it up and down the guitar neck for each string. Once you've done every string, you can then take the dry section or a new dry cloth and wipe down the strings. Also, use a separate dry cloth that you did not use on the strings to wipe down the body of the guitar that you used the soap and water solution on. So once you've done that, your guitar should be sanitized and clean to play. If your student got an electric guitar, then the process will again be very similar. You will use your water-based solution to clean the sides of it, and then use a dry towel to wipe it off. For the strings, it's the same process. Take your towel or your microfiber cloth, get a little bit of some of the alcohol solution on it. You can wring it out to make sure that it's not dripping. Pinch the strings and then go up and down each string so that you get it nice and clean. The last thing is you might see some of these electronic devices right here and some knobs on the side. Please use the alcohol-based solution. Make sure that it is very damp, not soaked in any way. You don't want to get any of the circuitry messed up. Just make sure that it's only very slightly damp. And then you can wipe those as well. You can even go under the strings and thread it through and wipe down those as well. Okay. Once you have finished wiping down those different parts, make sure that you take your towel and you dry it off. And I would dry it off as quickly as you possibly can after you've wiped it down so that the water is not sitting for any extended period of time. So wipe it down, just use some nice gentle motions, and your guitar should be clean and safe to play. So I hope everyone was able to learn how to do that, and I hope that this is an easy process for you all. Just keep in mind that we will be making sure that they are clean when they're delivered to you. And if you have any other questions, please email the guitar instructor for your student's class. And I hope everybody has a safe and great day.